If you are an expert in your field, a leader, an entrepreneur, a creative, if you have a book or you're thinking about becoming an author, you need a YouTube channel. And as somebody who has been through that road, recognized by both New York Times as well as The Guardian as a really important book, The Guardian actually picked my book, INNARDS, as a book of 2023. I have all kinds of writing awards. Let me tell you something that your publisher is never going to tell you, but I'm here to tell you as an author. You need a YouTube channel, and especially, hear me well, if you're over the age of 40, you definitely need a YouTube channel. And here is exactly the 3 top reasons why you need to get into it. So I had an amazing year last year. My book came out and my baby came out. I had 2 huge things all over the show, and I was really on top of the moon. The book was published in the United States by Norton. In the UK, it was published by Atlantic, and in South Africa, it was published by Jonathan Ball. It got amazing reviews in the New York Times. There was a beautiful review. It was reviewed in the UK. Like I said, The Guardian picked it as a 2023 Book of the Year. All of these amazing accomplishments, and yet still, most of the marketing and the PR and the word of like getting the book out, and especially past that initial publication date, that's all on you, honey. As the author, like, that is your work. Your publisher will do only so much. You always have to keep in mind, your publisher is always working on, say, 3 to 4 books alongside your book, and they're also acquiring new books for the next season, and they're also wrapping up the previous season. So they have a lot going on, and as you very well know, publishing is not what it used to be. So as an expert, as somebody who has something important to say and a story that the world deserves to hear, you owe it to your audience to start a YouTube channel and begin connecting with that audience and that person who is your reader, your intended reader, before the book even comes out. Honestly, I wish I'd known this myself for my own book, the importance of creating a YouTube channel. And I also wish I understood how special and different it hits when you're over the age of 40. Why is that? Because, again, let's go back to the publishing industry. What kind of stories do you read routinely in magazines or maybe on television that are celebrating the young, hot, new writer, expert who's going to change up the field or who is doing things completely differently? Just pay attention to those stories, because more often than not, that person is really young. Maybe they're in their 20s. At the latest, they're probably in their 30s. Unfortunately for us who are older writers in our 40s and maybe even beyond that, and actually it's not even unfortunate because it's something of an opportunity. The truth is, traditional media has long focused on youth as like the young next hot thing. And when books come out, more often than not, the stories that are being celebrated and the books that tend to be picked up and get a lot of attention are the ones with the super young author who has amazing things to say. Listen, I'm very happy for that person to get the attention that they deserve, but doesn't your story also deserve attention? Don't you know some things that you are really hard won because of the years that you have lived? I certainly found that when my book came out, and I was 40 years old, by the way, I had learned some real big, beautiful, tough nail things that the world deserved to know, but that I also really wanted to share on stages and also in speaking to people. So when you start this YouTube channel, you're creating that opportunity for yourself. Stop waiting for somebody else to invite you to their thing. You have your own thing right here. All you need is your camera. You already have your phone. Flip it up backwards, turn that thing on and press record. That's it. And trust me, your publisher is going to thank you. The more you can become in partnership with your publisher in doing more of that marketing work, because they already expect you to do it, believe me, it's going to translate into better sales numbers, for your book, which is much better for you in the long run as an expert, as an author. And regardless of what kind of books you're putting out, as an expert, as somebody who's building an entire career, and you understand that your speaking is part of how you market yourself, and being an author is also part of how you market yourself, you're going to do so much better for being in front of the camera and also having had this practice, right? Being in front of the camera every week like this, I still get butterflies. I still get nervous every time I prepare. I still fret about what it is that I'm saying right now. I'm thinking about the things that I want to say. Am I saying them in a way that they will land with you? Because I want you to hear this message really well. None of that goes away, but you get better at doing it. And so when you are an author and you're brought out on that red carpet, you already have this skill underneath you. You can think of YouTube as something like just free media training. And by the way, while you're building this free media training, you're also building your audience alongside for that book when it comes out, as well as, and this is the real pro tip for my entrepreneurs, my creatives, and my executives, for whatever product you're going to offer down the line. So, to wrap up, if you are somebody who is over the age of 40 and you're an executive, people understand that this is your expertise, or maybe you're an entrepreneur, honey, you need a YouTube channel. It is part of how you're going to build your own authority and give yourself that permission that you're not waiting for anybody else to create your audience, but it is also going to serve you so well in the long term. Let me say this as I wrap up. One of the most beautiful things, and it's also one of the things that can liberate you, because you're like, oh my God, I'm so scared. Who's going to watch this? People are going to say X, Y, Z. Nobody is going to be watching at the beginning. At the beginning, you can mess up, and that is grace. That is a gift. Use that. Your mistakes aren't as amplified as they would be if you had 500,000 eyeballs on you. So you don't have that yet. So why not get started right now?
Was that useful? You want to go even deeper? I'd love to support you. My coaching program can help you make money and spark action whenever you speak with intention. Book time to chat using the link in the description box below. Also, leave a comment if this video offered something you needed to hear today, or if you have a question you want me to unpack in next week's episode. Fresh episodes drop every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Hit subscribe to get a notification so you never miss a beat. Thank you so much for being here. I want you to know that your story matters. And I'm here to help you stand out from the stage to the page.